This is the 24th edition of the Mosconi Cup. Vegas, the perfect setting for yet another classic encounter between Europe and the USA. In recent years, only one team have been in it. Europe have dominated. Can they do so again? Or can the Americans reclaim this famous trophy? Welcome to the 24th staging of the Mosconi Cup. Some new faces on both sides, along with some familiar names, as both teams look to claim this famous trophy. Johan Rusink leads the way for Team USA, calling on the experience of Hatch, Van Boening and Woodward. They are joined by two new faces, Oscar Dominguez and Billy Thorpe, two players untainted by the events of recent years. Europe has spoiled for choice. Marcus Schmatt leads from the sidelines. Alcadi, Shaw, Suke and Vandenberg have all enjoyed Mosconi success, with the German Joshua Filler making his debut and sure to benefit from all that experience. Day one is underway and Europe have made a big statement. Traditionally, the opening match on the opening day is a team game, a chance to see all five players from each side in action and a chance to make that big opening statement. Europe raced into an early lead, but despite a late fight back from the Americans, they never looked like losing. 5-3, the final score. The doubles match that followed proved a tighter affair. The Americans briefly held the lead. When they lost it, though, they fought all the way, drawing level after 6, but unable to hold off Alcadi and Shaw. In the first singles, the vastly experienced Dennis Hatch faced the novice Joshua Filler. Hatch looked on course to take the first point for the Americans. Filler, though, found that something extra in the final two racks to secure yet another win for the Europeans. The pressure was building on the Americans. They threw Oscar Dominguez into the mix with Shane Van Boening. But yet again, the Europeans proved too strong. No surprise when you consider the wealth of experience Suke and Vandenberg bring to this tournament. It all leaves the Europeans with a healthy 4-point lead after just 4 matches. The pressure slowly building on the Americans. Shane Van Boening next under the spotlight as he prepares to take on Jayson Shaw. The format is a familiar one. Each match a race to 5 racks. A point per match, the first team to 11 wins. Alternate break and a 30-second shot clock in operation, which adds to the pressure for both sides. Time then for the 5th match, and Shane Van Boening is back, this time in a singles match. And he's up against the man who claimed the 2016 trophy, Jayson Shaw. It's a packed house in the Mandalay Bay Hotel in Vegas. The players are ready to go. Commentary for this match comes from Jerry Forsyth and Jay Helford.
Well, Jay, we've got quite a contrast here. Obviously, Jayson Shaw coming into this match elated to be up 4-0, and Shane Van Boening has got to forget about that last match where they led 2-0, only to lose 5-2.
Team Europe has got all the momentum right now.
And this is exactly the guy you'd want out there. Of course, America's got their top pro out there as well.
These are arguably the two best players right here. The best from USA versus the best from Europe. And you know how badly USA needs to go out on a win. They've dug a deep hole already today. Nice break, perfect break.
Yeah, he went back to the cut break, and that one ball went back into the side pocket, and he's got shape on the 2. We were talking last match about how they'd gotten away from the cut break because the cue ball had gotten lost behind the rack a couple of times, but you can see that cut break's the way to go on this table.
A lot more pressure on Shane now when there's such a big deficit they're trying to overcome.
Well, he'll have to pull out away from that 9 ball and go 2 rails to get on the 5. Well, if he's distressed, his game isn't showing it.
pretty straightforward right now.
Yeah, Shane should get through these 3 balls with no problem.
Nice angle on the 8.
Well, Van Boening is going to take first blood in this match.
Van Boening with the first. 4 more needed to secure that vital point for Team USA. More to come after the break. Las Vegas is playing host to the 24th Mosconi Cup. Europe against the USA in 9-ball pool. It's a race to 11, Europe ahead by 4, but in the 5th match, the USA via Shane Van Boening are fighting back. He's taken the opening rack. This is now the 2nd.
Jayson Shaw has the chance to even the match up here. Going to be curious whether he uses a stun break or a cut break. He stunned him, but the 1 ball still went in.
Oh, look at this, perfect break. Look at this break. 3 balls on the break, perfect position on the 2. Take that, Shane.
Somebody needs to remind Jayson Shaw that he's human.
He wants to stop rolling here. Be careful. He went too far, Jerry.
Yeah, he did.
He got a little careless with his position there. He didn't have to hit that 2 ball that hard.
And this is tough shot for a left-hander.
Extension called.
Can he reach that far enough to cut it? No. He's got to be shooting that 3 ball up table and holding the cue ball there. What's he shooting here? Is he banking this ball? No, it couldn't be. Yeah, it is. It could be. That was a wild, loose shot.
Well, he likes to play fast and loose. That's his style.
I can't believe he went for that bank.
Well, there's not many shots he won't take on, you know.
I mean, it would have been great. It would have looked great if he'd have made it, but that's a low percentage shot, even for Jayson Shaw. He's not Superman. Golden opportunity for Shane.
Now, what caused him to get up off of that shot? I guess he wanted to be perfect with his shape.
Well, he doesn't look totally comfortable in this match, and I can see why, because there's such a big hole that he's trying to help USA dig out of right now. That's good there.
And he's playing a guy who's been on fire all year, so he knows when he gets to the table, he's got to stay there.
For 2-0.
2-0 now. Shane Van Boening leading Jayson Shaw. Puts some life back in the American fans. Shane concentrating, trying to relax.
Can he follow that up with a break and run of his own?
So, Jayson Shaw has just gotten a little advice from his captain and Ralph Souquet. So once again, Shane's break.
Rack 3. USA
he had a very successful cut break last time.
Just got to control that cue ball here. Well, he dropped the cue ball down.
He's got one ball down. Can he hit the one?
I think he can see it, but I don't know if he can see enough to make it. Let's see this overhead. No, it looks like he can see the edge of the one. That's about all. That's what he's looking at.
With just an edge, it's going to be tough to find a safe.
Wonder if he would consider. He might be considering a push out to the end rail.
A lot to think about here. It was at 2-0 last time, with America leading, that Europe took charge.
Push out called.
And he's going to take your shot, but I think he's going to get it back.
Not necessarily, because anytime it. Oh no, he'll get it if he's got a cue. Well, I don't know if he's got a cue over this 8-ball or not, but if he does, Jayson won't take it. Typically, when a player gets to look at an open ball, they want to shoot. He'd rather play the safety than give it back. He's thinking long and hard here, Jayson. He gave it. You're right. He gave it back.
Start the clock.
Now, Shane just aimed up a 1-9, but golly, would that be a straight-in shot or a 1-9 bank?
Maybe the 1-9 combination is on. If the 9's sticking out far enough. Either way, it's a real hard shot.
Extension called.
Now he's having second thoughts. He used his extension. You only get one per rack.
In a safety war, that can become a problem. Well, ball rolled out. Jayson's going to have a clean shot on this one. But it's going to take the cue ball away from the 2-ball. So he may choose just to play a safety. Try to put Shane in jail.
It's a thin cut, but Shane doesn't miss much of anything. I mean, Jayson doesn't miss much of anything. You're right. He played a safety there.
Wow. He wanted to marry that cue ball up against the 6.
I think it's blocking him anyway, Jerry.
Oh, it is. But
wow.
At least he can hit the rails now. He can go 2 rails to hit the 1. If he were married to the 6, he wouldn't be able to do that.
That's what he's doing. He's going around the balls, 2 rails at the 1. He's a little fortunate there because Jayson's going to have to shoot over the top of the 9-ball. It's actually harder to shoot over the top of the ball than it is to shoot off the rail. The 2 got a little bit tied up against the 5 there as well.
Extension call.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough shot to get a reward from.
He'd be doing well to make it. If he can make it up in the corner, he can get above that 2 and shoot the 2 down in the lower corner.
Right.
That's what he's shooting at. I think he missed it. Yep. Another golden opportunity for Shane Van Boening. The key here is playing good position from the 1 to the 2. draw straight. This is perfect. This is perfect. He'll have an angle, I think, to get over for the 3 as well.
Oh, yeah. He'll just be able to stun the ball a little bit past center table, be straight in on the 3 if he wants to be.
He's got a narrow opening to get past the 5 and go down in the corner. Well done. Everything looks good right now.
Yeah, he's got good shape. Good opportunity from ball to ball. Seems to have a little adrenaline running through his arm. Just barely over-rolling some of these shots.
He's going to go. He'll go up above the center of the table for the 5. Right there, that's perfect. Go back and forth, go across the table for the 6. Well, he could have got straighter in on the 6 and gone straight down. Now he's going to have to go across table again for the 8. That's okay.
Yeah, Shane's in his element now.
This shot here is all about speed control. You want to make sure you stay above the 9 ball here. You don't want to let the cue ball go all the way down to the other end rail. Just get a little bit past the side pocket and he'll be okay.
I think that's going to work for him, Jay.
He's fine.
A glimmer of hope for Team USA. Shane Van Boening 3 racks ahead and on course to claim the first point for the Americans. For once, the Americans have something to cheer about. Shane Van Boening has taken 3 racks on the spin to take his team to within 2 of their first point in this year's Mosconi Cup. Jayson Shaw, the man on the other side, and hoping he can maintain Europe's 100% winning start to day 1.
Jayson to break.
Thank you, rack 4. Europe to break, trailing 3 racks to 0.
His last break was a perfect break, except he failed to get out. He'd like to break the same way again. It's another good break.
It is, and it was a stun, and he still got the 1 ball into the side pocket, so he's made the adjustment he needed to make.
He's got no shot at the 3, though.
Nope.
I think he's going to push out.
Where do you push? Down by the 6 ball? Well, let's take a look at the break
Push out
first.
cold.
And that's how the ball's formed up for us.
You're right, Jerry. He's going up table. Right into the 6.
Yeah, I like Shane's ability to get a safe out of this. Bank the 3 ball back up table, leave the cue ball behind that 7, 8, 9 grouping.
He hasn't decided if he wants to take it on yet or not. He may give it back to Jayson. There's a lot of distance here. He shook his head no. He's given this a lot of thought. He gave it
Set
back.
the clock, please.
Yeah, but he's not sure of his decision. There is a safety here.
Boy, what a touch. What a touch.
That's beautiful. And that's what I thought Shane would choose. But
I'm not sure Shane could execute it that well, Jerry.
Well, that was certainly well done. There's no doubting that.
That's one of the big differences I see between Europe and USA. The Europeans, their touch on the safeties is just superb. Shane going to try to jump these 2 balls and bank this ball? That's what he's going for.
Boy, this cue ball could go off the table. This is a dangerous shot when you're going directly across the narrow part of the table. But he hit it gently.
Maybe 2 rails.
Like he's
maybe 2 rails. 2 rails. But no reward here. The crowd's going crazy. What they don't see is Shane's got no shot at the 4 ball. Look good on paper.
Oh, yeah. Fans do love a good fluke. It just barely went in, barely avoided the nose of that pocket.
Looks like Shane's going to shoot off the edge of the 4 ball, put the cue ball up table near the 6. That's what he'd like to do. He didn't get behind the 6, though. Jayson can counter with a safety of his own.
You know, Jay, if Shane could pull this off and dominate Jayson Shaw in this match, that could really put a different attitude in the American players and in the European players.
Yeah, give him a little momentum going into tomorrow, that's for sure. Nice safety by Jayson. Nice safety.
Yeah, the Yanks need something to keep there from being nails in their pillows tonight.
These have been the battles that USA has been losing, these safety battles. Can they win this one? I don't know about this shot. I don't know. This shot is...
Well, I'm going to answer your question and say no.
He basically gave Jayson ball in hand.
Yeah. You really don't want to give Jayson Shaw a lot of table time because he loves being out there. Look at that. I mean, there was a much easier way to get to that ball than that.
Jayson likes to go to the whip.
Boy, that is confidence.
He's going to get on board here with his first game in this match. The good news is for USA is Shane will be breaking.
Shaw gets it done. He's gotten his first point finally on the board in the 4th rack. Shane still leads the match 3-1.
That game was kind of a gift from Shane with that poorly played safety off the 3 ball. This is 4 ball. He just gave him a free shot. If he could have hit the 4 hard enough to get to the end rail, it might have worked.
Well, we have an excited fan.
Marcus Shamat encouraging Jayson.
Yeah, and Jayson turned to Mark and said, "Don't worry, I'll be all right."
Thank you, rack 5. USA to break, leading 3 racks to 1.
Critical break here for Shane Van Boening. Looks good. It looks good. Look out for ball.
Oh, that looks real good. If he can get through this rack, he'll be on the hill.
Yeah, he can trade racks from here and win.
Yeah, I think he would much rather just totally dominate this match. Send a little message.
Well, Jerry couldn't ask for a better break than he just got.
That was beautiful.
Now he's got to draw down to the end rail for that 5 ball.
Yeah, he'll hit side rail on each side coming back. Unless he can just stun it straight down the table. No, he has to hit 2.
That was the key shot, and he did it well. Good execution there. Should be smooth sailing from here. Yeah, once again, Shane gets up off of it. He's got good position.
Extension called.
He's all right.
You know, I think he changed his plan from a 2 rail out to a 1 rail, and that's why he paused.
He's going to draw over towards the side pocket here for the 7. That's good. Wonder if he'll stay below the 8 or go above it.
Well, I'd like to see him go above it.
He did.
But not quite enough.
He fell a little short, but he's got a choice here, which pocket he wants to shoot it in.
Well, I would think he would want to go to the left-hand pocket, but he's going to pull a reverse cut and go to the right.
It's all good if he makes it.
When you're at his level, you can do this sort of thing.
He made it. Got good position, too. This will put him on the hill and a chance to win the first match for Team USA today.
Shane takes the hill. And the American crowd shows some life.
Jayson will be breaking.
Well, that is the Shane Van Boening version of great joy.
It's a sure thing!
Marcus doesn't seem too concerned. He knows that at worst they're going to be ahead 4-1 going into day 2. No matter what, this is a great start for Team Europe.
You know, you can tell Jayson's got such a great positive attitude. He turns around, he's down 4-1, and he's playing with the audience. I mean, he's just as relaxed out there as he can be.
Thank you, rack 6. Europe to break, trailing 1 rack to 4.
He is our current U.S. Open champion.
And boy, did he put on a show this year at the Open.
Wow.
That is a gift that Shane didn't need, but he'll sure take it. All the balls are in the Open, and he's got ball in hand.
50 seconds.
Boy, what happened there? Jayson really overamped on that break shot. Can Shane close out this match with ball in hand?
That's the second ball today we've seen jump the table.
Trying to decide, does he want to draw back and shoot the 3 in the side? I think so. He's stretching for a draw shot. Just get that cue ball above the 4. He did it. He's all right.
Did it beautifully. We're seeing the composed Shane Van Boening that we are used to. And when he plays within himself, he is playing a great game of pool.
7 balls away from the first victory for Team USA. Everything's lying out there wide open. Shane's taking his time. He's not in any hurry.
He looks like he sees a problem,
Extension call.
but I'm not sure what that problem would be.
Well, he doesn't like his angle here, and he's trying to decide if he wants to just hold the cue ball there where he puts his cue right now, or go down to the end rail and bring the cue ball back out.
Golly, I'd expect him to go to the end rail and come back to center table.
Well, yeah, he's going to hit it firm. That's what it looks like.
No,
oh, no, he killed
slowed
it. He killed it.
Oh, I didn't know he could hold it that well.
It is surprising it took him a while to make that decision. He's being real careful right now.
Now he's got to make the cue ball travel a bit.
Well done. Perfect draw stroke. He's real straight here, Jerry. He may draw this ball straight back towards where he's standing. Yeah. Like this, draw it out. That's good. That's good. It's a little tricky here. He's got to get around this 9 ball. Get shape on the 8. He's got to avoid the 9. Well, he's fortunate there.
Yeah,
he ran
sure
into the
is.
9. He can shoot the 8 in the side. But see where the 9 is?
This makes getting on the 9's a little bit of a challenge here, because these balls do not like firmly struck ball. These pockets do not like firmly struck balls.
And he's got to go back and forth across the table with the cue ball. Well done. Well done. He's okay. He fell a little short, but he should be okay. No concern about a scratch or anything like that. Just make the ball. This is no hanger, though. You've got to hit this ball just right.
Staying on this, 2 to America, 3 to Europe at the end. Staying on this, and a good crowd at 6. We want to see everyone.
The Americans are off the mark in the 2017 Mosconi Cup. It's set to be a long, hard road after an opening day that has been dominated by the Europeans. After the break, though, we take a look back at the events of 2016. Europe on the winning trail then, as they are now. Welcome back to Vegas for the opening day of the Mosconi Cup. It's Europe against the USA. The Europeans ahead after the opening session. 4 wins on that opening day and only a glimmer of hope provided by the experienced Shane Van Boening for the Americans. The pressure mounting as it did back in 2016. On day 4, the Americans woke up knowing that every match was now a must-win encounter. It started with Mike DeShane against Jayson Shaw. The match level after the opening 2 racks. This is now the 3rd.
Apart from the team match, the very first match to kick off the 23rd Mosconi Cup, the only point Jayson Shaw has won for Team Europe was in partnering Albin Ocean. So he'd love to do something on his own here.
Foul stroke.
Not like that, he won't.
Start the clock, please.
And in 2 shots, this match has changed. The fluke 9 and then the scratch.
And you can see the problem area. Mike DeShane has already made note of it. The 3 on the right-hand side as we look. 3 and 8, gonna have to be developed. Now with the foul off the break, wouldn't hurt
Quiet down,
Mike
thank
to
you.
try and lock him up behind the 9. Play a safety here. Yeah, not his best attempt at the safety. Tried to get the cue ball behind the 5. but he wanted that 2 up near the 3, because if he extracted the mistake with ball in hand, he would like to have been able to play from the 2 to the 3 a lot easier. So there was method in his madness there for sure.
Extension call.
Straight at the bank. Banks are open in London tonight.
Well, Darren Appleton, Shaw's good mate, knocked in a tremendous double last night. Shaw following suit there and freeing the 3.
And just like that, it's a reversal of fortunes. The weak safety effort from Mike Duchesne. And now he's got to spend some time in his chair.
Also this, when Shaw has dropped out of position, time and time again, it's when he's overhitting the cue ball. This table may be a little faster than what he's used to.
Oh, that was a good recovery. Again, made to look a lot easier than it was.
He's a dynamite potter. Doesn't matter what cue sport you play, if you can do that. You're hard to stop. Europe are hard to stop. And right now, they're getting closer and closer. In this singles, Shaw leads Duchesne 2-1.
9-ball, an attacking game. Fortune favors the brave. None braver than Jayson Shaw. A terrific bank here on the 2. Forged the opening, and he took it home with the final 9.
Thank you, rack 4. USA to break. Trailing by 2 racks to 1.
And what a day it will have to be for Team USA to play themselves back into contention here. 10-3, the current score line in the first 2-11. And they trail 2-1 in this one.
And again, the position of the 2 doing America no favours. In goes the 1 to the side pocket. But the 2 runs a little too far.
Yeah, maybe worth the bank here, though. Duchesne thought so. It hasn't really done any harm. Jayson's looking at it. And I think his demeanor at the table right now, looking at this too, tells you all you need to know. 2 is available, but it just doesn't offer any positional value to the 3.
Extension called.
Well, Shaw taking his extension with his first shot of the rack.
Yeah, not the easiest safety here either, Phil. He's really got to play safe here. I'll tell you what, he's giving himself a chance at the 3. That was a heck of a shot on the 2.
Well, to pot the ball, good. To miss all of that traffic, excellent. Just made a grazing contact with a 6, and that's why this is a little tricky.
Oh, just like that. He's given himself a chance. But you're absolutely right, Phil, to have avoided all the traffic in knocking that 2 in. Some kind of effort from Shaw.
Few members of the audience were concerned there. It was always in, but for them, hearts were in mouths.
That was a steady nerve to be able to play a shot like that.
I'll tell you what, it's looking bleak for the Americans now, because Shaw on the threshold of 3-1, and bear in mind he breaks in the next rack.
Yeah, just the wrong side of the 8 here. So he's going to have to power this one in. How'd he do? Jayson Shaw. This is your time. The European rookie looking to close it out. 3-1 he leads, and he'll break in rack number 5.
And one of the men who came down to congratulate him there is Albin Auschen, who would be the most valuable player if Jayson Shaw won this match, because Auschen unbeaten. I think he's contributed 4 points out of 4, so he would be the MVP.
Here's the big shot on the 2. He had to miss the 4 and the 9. Just flicked the 6 in the middle, but gave himself a chance. This one, I'm sure his heart leapt into his throat as he watched that cue ball go so near that corner pocket.
Break, leading by 3 racks to 1. Quiet down, please.
Look at the 9. We haven't had a golden break. And that's the closest we've come to one.
Well, a good 2 to the side, then the 3, and maybe a 4-9 combination, Jim.
Just like you directed it, Phil. He's looking at the 4-9. Just wants to get that cue ball left-hand side of the table. Oh, he's overhit it. He's trying to get behind it, is he? Yeah, I wonder if he might try and draw this and make the 9 with a cue ball. Watch the cue ball. That's what he tried. He tried to make the 9. Otherwise, he'd have played better position to the 5. Got the 4 on the side. That was the in-off. What can you say? (6-9) for a 4-1 lead. Got it. Jayson Shaw and Team Europe 1 rack away. They can feel it. The crowd can feel it.
Just tremendous, and I'm really pleased about this because Jayson Shaw in 2016 individually has produced fireworks all over the place. He's won tournaments that go into double figures in the States, from Rhode Island to Indiana and around the world as well. He has been right up there with the very best. Hasn't produced his best form in this competition until now, and in this match we are seeing the full range of his extensive shot making and potting skills.
Trailing by 4 racks to 1.
Duchesne to extend it. And a good break. giving himself a chance. The 2 is available.
The slumped shoulders tell you, as does that camera angle. Shaw can see the 2.
Nifty little shot there. Used the 8 to get the cue ball back over the right-hand side of the table. And I think you can start warming up the band.
If Europe win 11-3, it's the second widest margin of victory for them in Mosconi Cup history. Only eclipsed by their 11-2 trouncing of the USA at the Mirage in Las Vegas in 2013.
This one's done. The celebration is going to start real soon.
Jim, with Jayson's skills, this is a sure thing.
Triumph at the Alexandra Palace. An unprecedented 7th straight Mosconi Cup lands on European shores. Utter domination from day one, and the fans in London will be celebrating Europe's Mosconi Cup win tonight. The Americans had no answer whatsoever for this European juggernaut in the 23rd Mosconi Cup.
An overall parity, Jim, as well in the history of this tournament. 11 wins now for the USA, 1 tie, and 11 wins for Europe.
All hail Team Europe. They are your 2016 Betfair Mosconi Cup champions. Marcus Chamat, the captain, 2 in a row now. They're dancing on center stage, choreographing the celebration with a 2,000-strong crowd here at the Alley Pally.
And with this collective and so many fine players not included, you have to make that point. Their domination could continue for years to come.
The threat of domination backed up via the Roll of Honor, which makes grim reading for the Americans. Just 1 win in 10 years. The ray of hope is that solitary win in 2009, which came in Las Vegas, and the MVP was Dennis Hatch. In 2017, they're back in Vegas, and Dennis Hatch is back in the side. But will it be enough to get over the winning line? Hatch is the man next in action in the 2017 edition. He teams up with Billy Thorpe to face David Al-Qaedi and Nick Vandenberg in the 24th edition of the Mosconi Cup.